Hey everybody, this is Steve Burton. Wanted to expand on some teaching I've given in the past on the Passaggio for the voice. Regardless of voice type, everybody has a Passaggio, and that is the access to the high notes. The first note in the Passaggio being the entry into the high notes. For tenors, that's F, F sharp. Similar for sopranos, slightly lower for baritones and mezzos. Specifically, I get asked a lot because people have heard me teach on Pavarotti's technique, where he said that at Passaggio he no longer sang the full length of the chords, but in the center only were the chords vibrating. And in the past I said, hey, that's revolutionary, and which it is. He's the only one I've ever heard say that. Of course, it is generally accepted that you modify the vowels at Passaggio. But what Luciano, what he said was beyond vowel modification. It was the biomechanical change of going from the full length of the chords to vibrating only in the center. So say at F sharp, you go from vibrating the full length to maybe 70% of the vocal cords. With that, I get a lot of feedback where people say, hey, this works great, that's wonderful, thanks for sharing with me. And other people say, wait a minute, you can't feel the vocal cords, there's no nerves there, and which I completely disagree with. You can, if you can't feel your vocal cords, I would say you can develop the ability to feel them. If you take a sip of water and that drop of water goes down the wrong way, when it hits your vocal cords, that burn which causes the coughing, that's your vocal cords. They're saying, hey, I don't like this. So the vocal cords do have the ability to have sensation. But to go beyond that, people have asked me, what's it like? How do I develop this ability to feel my chords and find, okay, let's say I find them. Now how can I start to reduce where I don't vibrate the very ends, maybe the 10% of the ends, the 15% of the ends. And again, I'll refer to Pavarotti. I heard him warming up a few times, and what I would hear him do at Passaggio is this. He would go, ah, ah, not covering, not singing between the center of the chords. And then I thought I heard him choke one time. I thought I heard him go, ah, like this, and I'm like, what? Did he just about choke? What's he doing? But he made an abrupt stop on the F sharp, and then after that he sang it correctly. And I thought, wow, what's he doing? And I went, oh, when you do that abrupt stop, that would be the your chords will automatically, at the ends, like that 15% in the front and the back, will gently pitch together. Gently. There's no hard squeezing here. So you go from I'm symbolizing the 15% of the front of the chords and 15% of the back of the chords not vibrating. Again, not crushing that. That's just a very gentle stopping of that area of the chord vibrating. But the 70% in the center is. And that's where you get the very easy. That is effortless. And the beauty of that is as you ascend from there, you go from vibrating 70% of the vocal cords approximately at F sharp to your high, like A4 and above. So I don't know what that is. It's a B flat. So at the B flat, maybe I'm vibrating 60% of the center of the chord. But the only change, nothing else in the whole stinging apparatus changes other than I've reduced the area of the chords vibrating by just a little bit more. And I'd say at high C, maybe 50% of the center of the chords vibrating. So, that's just a guess. That might vary slightly for each individual singer, but at C5 for the tenor, I'm going to estimate 50% of the chords are vibrating in the center. It's effortless. There's no fatigue. You don't have to save the voice. You could sing in the morning. You could sing again in the afternoon. It's a beautiful technique that I've only heard Pavarotti speak of. I did hear Franco Corelli say, he mentioned mordere la voce, which is to bite with the voice, and he implied that he was biting with the vocal cords. Was he implying the same thing? I don't know, but as well as he's saying, he probably was. But I can't specifically say. I've only heard Pavarotti say this, and it's a fantastic way to start the high notes and go up from there. And again, starting the high notes is the point of Passaggio. And with that, going back to vowel modification, the vowel will automatically modify itself when you go from the full length of the chords at say to 70% of the chords vibrating at Passaggio. People ask me, all right, what does ah go to? Does it become ooh? Does it become oh-ish? I would say you don't have to think about the vowel modification. If you learn to sing to the center of the chords at Passaggio, you'll get that vowel modification as a result of singing through the center of the chords. You consciously don't think of modifying the vowel, although it does happen. The modification is the result of singing through the center of the chords at Passaggio. It's a wonderful technique, and try that if you're a singer and you're like, boy, I just don't feel my chords that well. Try that abrupt stop at the F sharp, or if you're a baritone or mezzo, that I'm going to say probably you're on E. Try the abrupt stop there. Just study yourself. Feel what the chords are doing. Feel the front and the back of the chords kind of go beep. Just a gentle, slight pinching, we'll say, but ever so slightly. This is no grab. Definitely no grab. And from there, then after that, sing through that with that sensation of the front and the back of the chords gently held together, vibrating only in the center. But I hope that adds clarity. I've been asked numerous times, like, how do I develop this ability to sing just to the center of the chords? Again, I have heard Pavarotti do this, and you can clearly hear that's what he's doing. You can clearly hear he'll sing it in from his approach wrong, meaning wide open, to the abrupt stop, and then he sings through that same 70% of the chords, and it just produces his beautiful Passaggio. So I hope this helps, and if you have questions, please leave them in the comments, and please like and subscribe. The more activity I get there, the more videos I'll put out with vocal technique, and yeah, I'm very interested in your feedback, so looking forward to it.